What's going on, everybody? It's the Jack here once again with another Wavature 101 video for you guys. Yeah, that's right, Professor Wavature is back at it again with another Wavature 101 video for you guys on this wonderful Wavy Wednesday. Before we hop into the actual content of the video, I just got a couple of things I want to tell you guys. I want to really apologize for the tardiness of this video. I usually do something like a midnight release, which means that the video will be posted anywhere between 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. Eastern time. However, I'm back to work, so my routine and my schedule has changed up a little bit. However, I promise you guys I'm gonna do better as far as managing my time well. I'm gonna hold myself accountable and take this L. Just bear with me on for today. Don't think that this is gonna be a pattern, that this is gonna continuously be happening. I just gotta rework the schedule, rework the routine, and make sure that I can get back on track for you guys, alright? But needless to say, your weekly Wavature 101 video is still releasing and all that good stuff. You still got it, you just got it a tad bit later. It kind of got pushed back like a release date. So today in this video is something that that was requested. I kind of had dropped the idea of doing my fork removal video when I did my flow and connections video. So that's the video that I'll be releasing today. So you guys can actually know what I'm talking about. I'm actually going to drop two pictures that should be popping up like right in these areas right here. Should be popping up with me showing you guys, that I actually have moved forks and got rid of forks and all that good stuff. So before we actually hop into that, let me introduce you guys to a brush method called vertical brushing or vertically brushing, whichever way you want to word it. So for those of you guys who don't know what vertical brushing is, it's basically when you take your brush, instead of using it horizontally like the normal way, you're gonna use it vertically. And you're using it vertically to pinpoint and be a specific area of your head. When you brush your hair this way, you're covering a lot more. However, when you brush your hair this way, you're only brushing from here to here, because that's where your bristles are. You feel me? So when I vertical brush, I'm covering just this much space. So it's more precise, it's more accurate to hitting that one area where, say, a fork could lie. When you're brushing your hair this way, you're covering a lot more room. You're probably going to be more so overlapping and things of that nature when it comes to your brush angles. But when you're vertically brushing, you're just pulling this way. Speaking of pull, when you're vertically brushing, you're going to be giving that area that you're pinpointing more pull, because instead of just having from on your brush, make sure I'm in the shot, instead of just having this part of your brush, just these many, say like rows, I guess you can say, of bristles hitting your brush, you're gonna have this many rows of the bristles hitting your waves, not your brush. I think I said that by mistake. So let me just dial that back and re-explain it. So when it comes to regularly brushing your hair, you have this many rows of bristles that's gonna be pulling at your waves. Versus when you're vertically brushing, you have this many rows of bristles that'll be hitting your waves. So with that being said, you're going to be able to get more pull from vertically brushing, and that's what is going to help you with some troubled areas and removing your forks. Now, when you're vertically brushing, it basically looks like this. So you're basically, actually, let me hit my weak side, because that's the area that I want to work on the most. So when you're vertically brushing, it's basically, instead of me brushing my hair like this, I must brush my hair like this and pull this way. So this side is being isolated. It's a lot easier to isolate a side or a section when you vertically brush, being that you're not covering as much surface area, as I said. So this is basically what it looks like when you vertically brush. You're basically pulling your hair, pulling at your waves with the brush at a vertical angle, if that makes sense. I don't know another way to word it. You're just using your brush the long way, if you will, instead of using your brush the short way. Therefore, I'm getting more pull in this area. And that's what vertical brushing looks like. Now, how does vertical brushing help with, removing forks or moving forks or breaking forks? Basically, when you vertical brush, as I said before, you're giving more pull to that area, and it's easier to be precise. So you're going to be actually isolating that area and giving that one area, that smaller area, the pull needed to change its direction. speaking of direction, when it comes to removing forks, breaking forks, whatever term you want to use for it, you know, it's all about finding that correct angle. Now, that correct angle can only be found by you. Yeah, you. That angle can only be found by you. Yeah, people could give you their opinions of where they think you should brush, but nobody's going to be able to tell you exactly what angle to hit. That's an angle that's going to be found by you. Now, ways to find that angle is very simple. You're going to just have to go through trial and error. That's the greatest teacher in life. It's trying something. If it doesn't work, you try something else. If that doesn't work, you try something else. That's the easiest way to kind of like learn in life. You know, so what you're going to do is you're going to just practice using different angles. Similar to you would if like, it's like if you had like a side that wasn't coming in properly. You're going to make sure you play around with different angles to help you find that correct angle. And how do you know when you find that correct angle? It's because you start seeing progress. You know, when I move forks, you know, you have to give it time too. You can't just change your angle, brush your hair like that for a day or two and expect the fork to start moving. You have to brush that way, you know, you're only changing your angle for that area too. So do not change your entire head of angles, because therefore if you change your entire head of angles, you're going to shift your entire pattern. You just want to change your angle that you're hitting in that one spot. You feel me? Does that make sense? I hope it does. When it comes to breaking forks and removing forks, it takes time for that fork to move and for it to break. So it's not like it's going to break instantly. It's not like it's going to move instantly. You feel me? You're going to have a fork. That fork is going to still be in your hair for some months until it's out. You feel me? So you have to have patience when it comes to removing forks or breaking. So in terms of actually moving the fork out your hair, you know, a lot of times forks don't just disappear in that area. It's perfect and aligned with your flow. A lot of times you have to move it through your head. I had a fork that was back here at one point that I actually moved all the way here. You know, I'm not, for those of you guys who've been subscribed to my channel from day one or from just, you know, sometime last year, you know I had a bad fork somewhere in this general area. And it basically moved all the way towards my hairline. So I basically moved it all the way down. And those two pictures that I had posted earlier in the video that you guys seen, hopefully you guys checked it out. You can actually see that fork I was talking about. So I covered what vertically brushing is. I kind of told you guys how to go upon breaking your forks. You know, it really just comes down to actually just finding that correct angle that you gotta brush. Now, when it comes to actually brushing that fork, you want to treat that fork like you're brushing your crown, and only brush using, let me put my mirror down so I can be as precise as I can. You only want to use this part of your brush. You feel me? You only want to, excuse me. You only want to use this part of your brush because of the fact that you want to stay as precise as possible. You don't want to risk shifting an entire section of your waves. So you only want to be as really precise with your brush strokes. So, excuse me. Similar to your actual crown session, you only want to use the tip of your brush and kind of just pull at that fork. So for example, with this fork right here, you know, what I've realized is I gotta come at a slight angle going to my right, but still mainly come like straight down. So you're only gonna want to use, as you guys can see, the tip of the brush. You guys do not want to be using the whole brush, because if I use the whole brush, I'm brushing this entire area and I'm gonna risk shifting that entire area. So really make sure you're only using that the tip of your brush. And when you're brushing your fork and you're working on that fork, you kind of want to brush around the fork too. You don't want to just pull at the crash site. You know, you want to make sure that you pull in this area too, just so when this fork does break, it better flows with the rest of your waves. You feel me? So once you find that angle, make sure you're only brushing that angle with the tip of your brush. Just like I'm doing right now. And if that area is deeper into your head, so like back here, you can still just use the tip, just angle your brush up. That's all you're doing. If this is your hair, you're just angling the brush. So you're not gonna keep it flush with your head. You're just gonna, you know, put it at an angle and pull at it. Now, what type of brushes should you use when it comes to breaking forks? You're gonna want to use something on the firmer side, a medium brush or above. just to make sure you're actually pulling, you know, at the root, because you don't want to just shift the top. You want to shift it at the root, so that hair, when it grows, it learns to lay in that pattern. So the best way to do that is using a firmer brush. And also when you guys are attacking your forks, attack your forks during your wash sessions when your hair is nice and wet, especially when you're using shampoo too. The wetness of your hair is going to make your hair easier to move. Your hair is a lot easier to move when it's wet than versus when it's dry. Then also, with the shampoo being so heavy, it's going to lay down in that direction that you want it to go in. So really attack your forks with your wash sessions. You know, while you're washing, styling, or doing whatever wash method that you do. If you're doing any wash method that requires you to brush the shampoo either into your hair or out your hair, you know, depending on the wash method, of course, you're definitely going to want to attack your forks. Then I feel like that's the reason. That's when my forks really started moving, is when I started attacking them during my wash sessions. Because as I said, you know, just a few moments ago, your hair is a lot easier to move and manipulate when it's wet, and that you can use the lather of the soap to help keep it laid in that area that you want it to go. And when you're washing your hair and using any sort of brushing the shampoo, and you're most likely using a firmer brush too, which is even going to help you even more. So that's definitely like the biggest tip of removing forks or working on your forks, is making sure you do it in a while you're shampoo brushing. I'll put it that way. You know, it might not even just be a regular wash day. You might just want a shampoo brush to help you with that fork. You know, so definitely start, you know, attacking your forks with some sort of with your hair being wet. So the best way to do it is really when you're washing. This video, I really wanted to be able to cover what vertical brushing is, the benefits of it, also how to remove a fork and how to go upon removing your forks. Now I kind of wanted to talk about trouble areas and your weak sides, because this video is going to kind of come all together. You feel me? Everything is connected in this sense, no pun intended. But when it comes to bettering your weak side, you know, you really just want to, you know, start and end all of your sessions with that side, because of the fact that you're going to give it twice the amount of brushing than you would, you know, any other side of your head. Also, besides starting and ending your sessions with that side, you're going to want to make sure that you're hitting that side with the correct angle. So once again, like I said, when it comes to, you know, dealing with that fork, you have to find that correct angle. You got to do the same thing when it comes to your weak side. You have to find the correct angle to brush. Then once you do that, once again, attack with your wash sessions, because your hair is going to be easier to move. It's going to be easier to train because your hair is wet. So you're going to want to continue to brush with those newly found angles when you're attack that side within your wash session, because that's going to really help with your wave development. Also, if your weak side is on the sides, like some people's weak side they might feel is the back, some people's weak side they feel is the crown, some people might feel like the top is their weak side. If your weak side is on the side itself, try to stay away from tapers and fades, because of the fact that, you know, you're going to be cutting into any progress that you have. So to just make sure that your hair is as full as it possibly can be on those sides. So I feel like I covered a lot of information in this video. I feel like at least I hit my mission that I wanted to do with this video. If there's anything that you guys feel like I left out, please comment that in the comment section below, and I'll make sure I make another video on it, you know, sometime this week or sometime next week to answer all the questions that, you know, you guys feel like I didn't answer in this video. Or just create an entirely new video based on those questions, and, you know, maybe I'll go live and answer. I don't know. Just make sure you guys comment those questions so I can make sure that if there's any questions at all, you know, so I can make sure I can get those answered for you in the most efficient way possible. That's gonna wrap up this video. I don't have anything else I, you know, gotta tell you guys, so you already know what's about to happen right now. Keep that brushing motion if you want the. Oh, matter of fact, I don't think I showed you guys my waves really in this video. Let me give you a little panorama real quick, you know, just so you can see what I'm working with. Mind you, I haven't brushed all day, and this is how my waves is looking right now. Been at work all day, so I didn't really have time to brush or anything like that. But don't worry, I'm still gonna get in my session tonight before I go to bed. But that's how my waves are looking. So yeah, guys, keep that brushing motion. If you want the ocean, pick a goal and go get it, and keep that wave chick going. The jack is out. Peace.